Hello there, I just wanted to do another quick video here on some Temu Gunpla and Gunpla products. As you probably noticed, this is not some super high production quality value here, but it's kind of fitting that I have a Temu quality video for Temu products, so there you go. First, I just want to start with the Pale Rider that I got from my last order. It's a high grade, and it was very similar to the GM Spartan that I built. It went together well. Everything is good quality. Nothing's too loose, anything like that. In fact, some of the joints were really tight to put on. You had to put a lot of force into it to get them to go. But other than that, it was a smooth build. Everything went together pretty well. And it's not a bad looking little kit. It comes with this large cannon here that attaches to the back with a swivel joint, so you can tuck it in behind and flip the nozzle over here to make it nice and compact. Also has a nice shield and machine gun. And it does come with 2 beam sabers as well. I've done some small customization here just to spruce it up a bit with panel lining and a little bit of Gundam marker. And that is when I learned that if you spray a lacquer matte coat over Gundam marker, it goes kind of wonky. The blue here, still looks like it a little bit, but before it had gone incredibly pale and lost all its color when I sprayed the matte coat over top of it. But I just put another coat of the Gundam marker on and it fixed it up pretty good. Not too bad overall. It's a decent little kit. I'm not sure who makes it. This is the box it comes in. And it was $11, so still a pretty good price. Not as good as the GM Spartan, which was about $5. And overall, I do actually prefer the GM Spartan a little bit. Just probably because the color scheme is more up my alley, which you could customize this to make it a more military-like color scheme. But yeah, I did like the GM Spartan a little bit better, but they went together the same. Parts are all good. It comes with everything. Nothing's missing. Nothing like that you might expect from a third-party kit that's so cheap. And once again, they're high grades, which I'm not really used to doing. These are my first 2 high grades I've ever built. But yeah, they turned out pretty well. I like them quite a bit, and I might be getting some more high grades in the future. Especially if the price is right. The reason I've gone to Temu is that reason exactly, the price. Because I've just been finding Bandai kits have gotten a little crazy lately. I recently picked up the high grade Wing 0, the number 43, kind of touted as the new king of high grades, and it looks like an awesome kit, but it was nearly $70. And it's not even a master grade, so yeah, that's getting to be a bit crazy. I'm finding the more popular kits are kind of suffering from the demand problem where they are priced quite high. I used to get master grades for about $40, and now they're at least $60 usually. So like everything else, I guess, the price has gone up, so that's kind of just normal, I suppose, with today's world, which is a little bit depressing, but what can you do other than go to Temu, I guess. That was from my last order, the Pale Rider, and I actually did another order that I was so happy with my first order from Temu. And this time I used the credit back promotion. If you search in the search bar, claim credit, it'll give you a page full of items that you've already looked at and kind of based on your search history and maybe stuff that you've added to your cart. I like to add stuff to my cart and kind of leave it there because they tend to offer you deals on it if they see it sitting in your cart. So yeah, I went to the claim credit section and I spent about $65 and I was able to claim back about $45 in credit with, it's not a one-time coupon, you don't have to use it $5 at a time, it's just straight up credit to your account. The only catch is, which is a bit annoying, you have to go on 7 days to claim the credit, not in a row, but 4 days after you make the purchase, you have to go on every day and actually claim the credit, and it will go up in increments. So the first day was like $2.50, the second day was like $4, and by the 7th day, you're getting about a $17 credit, and it all added up to about $45. So that's 4 days after you purchase, and then 3 days after you receive the products, you have to go on to the Temu app or website and use your account and claim the credit. I'm guessing that's because they don't want you just returning it and claiming the credit, stuff like that. And for this next order, I ended up getting one kit and some hobby tools and equipment. I used some Tamiya thinner on one of my kits and used some paper towel to soak up the rest, and did not have anything all over my table but that paper towel, and it kind of ruined the finish on my table, and my wife wanted to murder me. So I ended up getting these, basically what are essentially large mouse pads, until I can get like a proper cutting mat, one of those self-healing cutting mats. I got these large mouse pads and they are actually really nice. This was $6 for this one. As you can see, it's the Sazabi, and it's pretty cool. I like the design. The Sazabi looks great as usual, and the only thing that's off about it is, if you can see here, Neo Zeom. They spelled Xeon with an M. Now, I'm not sure if that's a copyright issue or just a straight up typo, but it was kind of funny when I saw that. Typical Temu. It's always something just a little bit off about it. And I really like this one. It's got a great color scheme, and it's hopefully going to keep the thinner from ruining my table and my wife strangling me. And then I got this one as well. This is basically a Wing Zero custom knockoff. It's not quite the Wing Zero custom. See, he's got the angel type wings there. But he's got a few weird things here with the beam saber going on. I'm guessing that's copyright as well, so they don't get sued into oblivion. They have tricky little ways around that stuff as they do little tiny changes like that. So yeah, that one's nice as well. I don't like it as much as the Sazabi, but it is pretty nice as well. The Sazabi mousepad mat was about $6, and this one was about $8. And I also ended up getting a pair of nippers. Rui Tool. They are really nice. It's a single bladed nipper, and compared to the really cheap thing that I've always been using for my models, the Rui Tool is a huge step up. The single blade just seems to cut like a dream. It's like goes through like butter compared to this thing. And this was just over $6. I have not been able to find a set of cutters anywhere that is anywhere near that price. So being able to get this at $6 was, I think it's a huge steal. Like, I will never own a pair of God Hands because I just cannot spend $80 on a pair of nippers. I'm too cheap for that, and even if I wasn't too cheap, I can't justify $80 for a pair of nippers. But this seems great. I've used it on a couple of runners and cutting stuff off, and it's, like I said, it cuts super smooth. It makes a nice clean cut and leaves less residue than this beast. I might keep this beast for cutting maybe my main cuts, and then use this for cutting nice and close to have less finish work to do. But speaking of finish work, I also got a glass file off of that same order, and it seems pretty nice. I haven't had a chance to use it yet because I'm typically, I just use a hobby knife to cut the nub marks down flush and kind of call it good. I scratch it with my fingernail and call it good. But I'm looking forward to trying this out. I've seen some good stuff about these glass files. And on Amazon, this sucker goes for about $15 to $20 for one. And it was just under $5 on Temu, so you really can't go wrong there. That is, unless it just suddenly snaps in half or something like that, which I can't see it doing. It's literally just a file, so I can't see much going wrong with it. It's seems like a pretty good deal. Much cheaper than Amazon, that's for sure. I found you can get a lot of the same stuff on Amazon on Temu, and it's usually a lot cheaper, especially if you just bide your time and put stuff in your cart. Like I said, then they'll usually offer you deals on it if you let it sit in your cart for a bit, or if you get the right promotion, like the credit back promotion. That's one of the better promotions I've found from them. That's not full of crap. It's just actually legit credit that goes right to your account. You can use it on anything you want. And last but not least, I got this FMFL08 kit. It is the aerial Gundam from Witch from Mercury. I've never seen that series, but I'll probably check it out sometime in the near future here. And it is like the clear holographic one. I don't think this is the one that has the LED kit, which is okay because it was $37. It's a 1/100 kit. And apparently it's full mechanic but not master grade, so it's master grade size but not quite as detailed. But it does come with a lot of parts. And a nice little sticker sheet there, as you can see. And I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, it's kind of a clear, the parts are kind of clear. And a little bit of a holographic sheen to them there. And also, they have a bit of a metallic look, so I'm really looking forward to getting this guy together and seeing how it goes. I've read some mixed reviews online, some good, some bad, so I'll have to judge for myself. It is quite a bit larger than the other high grades that I got, so you can tell it's more of a master grade size. Comes with quite a few more runners, and it looks pretty cool. That's a from KL. They make this knockoff kit, or it's a direct knockoff from the Bandai kit. But I don't think Bandai offers the holographic color scheme. I'm not sure about that. You'd have to correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I can't wait to get that one tried out, and I'll make a video of that when I get that together. But I still have one more high grade to go for my last order. And I also picked up a high grade Leo from Michael's, my local craft store, which I didn't even know carried Gundam until I found it online. And while their prices in general for Gundam are a little bit high, they have a deal online where you can pick up in store and you get 30% off an item every day. So any item you want, really, as far as I can tell, and you can use it once a day. So I ended up getting the high grade Leo for about $17, I think, maybe around $15 to $17. It was on for $29.99, but like I said, I used that 30% off code and picked it up in the store, and it was a great deal. Leo is my favorite grunt of all time, and you can probably guess by that Gundam Wing is my favorite series of all time, being a 90s child there. It was kind of my first introduction to Gundam, and while it does have its flaws, it'll always hold a special place in my heart there. I love the Leo. I really wish they would make a master grade Leo, because I would buy that in a heartbeat no matter what the price. And the Serpent as well from the Endless Waltz series is a great looking kit. I would love to pick one of those up in master grade. And even the flight unit, I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but the flight unit from Gundam Wing, it looks kind of like a fighter jet pilot. But it's a pretty cool kit as well. I would love to have that in master grade. You can just take my money hand over fist there if you gave me those options, but they don't seem to want to make your master grade of the Gundam Wing grunts, so I'll have to settle with the high grade for now, and maybe I'll make a video of that too when I make that one. That one is a legit Bandai kit from my local Michael's. So yeah, if you got a Michael's in your local store, check them out. They don't have a huge selection, but if you use that 30% off code, you can get a pretty good deal on Gundam kits. And that's about it for today. Thanks everybody. Have a good one.